What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for Sunday, April 21st. Guys, Saturday was decent. I wouldn't say it was too good, but it wasn't too bad either. Mostly because we hit that nice four like parlay that we had going on plus 340 something. And I'm hoping to continue that ball rolling with another four like parlay for you at the end of this video for Sunday. That this one is a little bit bigger, but I do like it a lot, and hopefully we keep winning with it. At the moment of the recording of this video, there's still a bunch of MLS games left to be played, so that could up our average for the day. Hopefully we get some of that money back, and hopefully we have an excellent evening when it comes to betting the MLS. On Sunday, there's a lot of games to talk about. We have a big derby, El Clasico. We have it in La Liga. Real Madrid is hosting Barcelona. We'll see how that one will go. We got an FA Cup matchup in England between Coventry and Manchester United. Liverpool is looking to get back to the top of the table with a win, and so on and so on. But it should be an interesting day, and you can get a free pick for about I don't know, 17 or 18 games here in this video. So stay tuned, guys. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button because that helps us promote in our YouTube channel, and we do appreciate it a lot. For my best bets, as usual, you can click the link in the description. That will get you up to my page. There you can sign up, see all of my picks for Saturday and the days before, see how I have been doing, and get one of those passes, whether you want a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass, if you like it enough. As usual, guys, we are gonna kick it off with the EPL, and we do have a couple of games in the MLS on Sunday. I just decided to add them to this video as well. So once we're done with Europe and before we move on to the parlay, there will be a couple of MLS games that we're gonna talk about shortly, and get a free picks for that as well. As usual, like I said, we are gonna kick it off with the EPL. Everton and Nottingham Forest is the first game of the day at Goodison Park, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, and Everton, this is a must-win game for them. I simply cannot stress this enough. Nottingham Forest is just below them in the standings in 17th place, and they are their main competitors to stay above the relegation zone right now. With Burnley joining that race with a nice win on Saturday against Sheffield United, and Luton Town losing their game against Brentford, those teams are very much cramped up in those 16, 17, 18, and 19th place. And honestly, either one of those teams could eventually end up in the relegation zone. Uh, Everton at home, they have been playing their best football at home this season. They have scored 16 goals, conceded only 18 in 15 games, which is not bad at all. 4 wins, 4 draws, and 7 losses. While Nottingham Forest on the other side on the road, they have 2 wins, 4 draws, and 10 losses. Only 17 scored goals in 16 games and 33 conceded goals. That's an average of over 2 conceded goals per game. And like I said, Everton, they simply have to go for the win here. Good news is, I suppose, that Everton has a couple of games in hand, and we'll see how that appeal for points deduction will go. But they really can't count on the points that they don't have right now. So, like I said, they have to go for the win. And after that beating they took against Chelsea last week, I think that they will come out a little bit more encouraged in this game, and I believe that they will be a little bit more motivated. So I'm gonna take Everton on the money line at plus 107. In the next matchup, we have Aston Villa hosting Bournemouth, and Aston Villa clearly deserves to be the favorites here. Yes, they are undefeated in their last 4 games and lost only one of their last six. They are coming in that. They are coming off of a win after a penalty shootout against Lille in the Conference League, which got them to the semifinals. So they might be a bit tired when it comes to this game, but they are a great team, especially when playing at home. And even though they're missing a bunch of players because of the injuries or suspensions, I think that they can get to the scoreboard. The fact is, so can Bournemouth because they're playing really well right now. They've scored at least a goal in each of their last 7 games in a row, and I think they will do it here as well. So both teams to score in over 2.5 at minus 139. That's gonna be my pick for this one. Crystal Palace is hosting West Ham, and Crystal Palace finally got a win last week. It was against Liverpool. It was a very, very, very good performance by them, especially defensively. Outstanding performance, I gotta say. And Oliver Glasner has been doing a good job since he got appointed as the new head coach. While West Ham on the other side got knocked out of the Europa League by Leverkusen after losing after getting a 1-1 draw at home. And now solely they have to focus on the EPL. And at the moment they do not look good, especially when playing on their own. When you have Crystal Palace playing such a good football at home this season, and since they have started upping their form over the last few weeks, I think that they clearly are the favorites here, and I will take it. I will take Crystal Palace on the money line at plus 107. It's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a hard game. West Ham will certainly try and do something in this one, but right now, Crystal Palace is the better team in the better form, that is, and I think they will get a win in this one. The last game of the day in the EPL is between Fulham and Liverpool, and Liverpool did get a win in the Europa League against Atalanta, but it was only 1-0 win, and it was not enough for them to advance, which means that they got knocked out of the Europa League, and now they have to focus on the EPL. At the moment, they are in third place. Arsenal won their game, and potentially with a win here, Liverpool will get back to the top of the table. Fulham is coming off of a 2-0 win against West Ham last week, and they have been performing steadily and consistently this season. However, they did have that a bit of a short period of three games where they were struggling a lot, and we'll see how much that win against West Ham will do for them. When we look at the injury reports for both teams, a couple of injuries on each side or so, and certainly I believe that Liverpool has kind of gotten used to all the injuries that they have, and they pretty much still have a very very strong lineup, probably better than 95% of the teams in the EPL, and they have to go for the win, like I said. And in this case, if I have to take Liverpool to win, I will go for a full swing, and I will go for a full value, which means I'm taking Liverpool to win and both teams to score at plus 145. In the FA Cup, guys, we have Coventry and Manchester United facing off. That's in a neutral venue at Wembley. The second semi-final game, Manchester City has beaten Chelsea on Saturday 1-0, and they have advanced to the finals. But this one, I think this was going to be I think it should be a very good game because Coventry has scored a lot of goals in the FA Cup so far, and Manchester United is actually coming into this game with a lot of injured players. Their entire defense is basically missing. As far as I can see, Lindelof is out, Martinez out, Varane out, Malacia is out, Luke Shaw is out, and the only healthy defender that they have is Harry Maguire and the young guy that will probably be in the lineup, Kabvala. Diogo Dalot on the right flank, Wan-Bissaka on the left flank, Kobe Mainu and Casemiro will be in the midfield most likely, and then Rashford, Fernandes, and Garnacho, and Rasmus Højlund will be leading the charge. Now, that certainly is enough to beat a team like Coventry, who's playing in the Championship. But like I said, Coventry has been scoring a lot of goals in the FA Cup, and I think that they will get to the scoreboard to this one as well. This is a single leg matchup. There's potentially a chance for a penalty shootout. But however I look at this game, I see goals. So I'm going to take both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, and that is at minus 180. In Spanish La Liga, guys, we have three games to talk about, and the first one is between Almeria and Villarreal. Almeria, I would probably say the worst team in the league, and Villarreal, they haven't been the greatest this season, but they're coming off of a 1-1 draw against Bilbao, despite getting a red card fairly early in the game. Villarreal on the road has been decent. They have been scoring a solid amount of goals, and now that they're playing against Almeria, who is at the bottom of the table, they haven't won a single game at home this season. Honestly, I'm too scared at the moment to bet on Villarreal, but I think they can score a couple of goals at least. Whether or not they keep a clean sheet, I don't know. And that is the reason why I'm taking Villarreal team total over 1.5 goals at minus 133. Deportivo Alaves is hosting Atletico Madrid, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple, guys. Deportivo Alaves is on a three-game losing streak. They have lost four of their last five. while Atletico Madrid lost to Borussia Dortmund 4-2 in the Champions League and they got knocked out of it, which means that La Liga and the battle for the Champions League spot is their only goal right now. I'm sure they will try to bounce back. They will be going out for it, and they are a much better team here than Alaves is. So I'm taking Atletico Madrid on the money line at minus 108. And now we are up to the El Clasico, guys. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Should be an entertaining game. One team advanced to the semifinals of the Champions League, that is Real Madrid, after a penalty shootout. Barcelona got knocked out by PSG 4-1. They lost. Stupid red card by Araujo. Stupid penalty kick made off by Cancelo on that left hand side, and those two decisions basically ruined their game, and they just simply did not have enough strength and compactness to defend against a very good team in the attacking end, such as PSG. When it comes to playing in La Liga, Real Madrid is still undefeated at home this season, 13 wins and 2 draws. Barcelona is actually undefeated on the road with 9 wins and 6 draws. And potentially with a win here, Barcelona could join in the title race. The difference then would be only 5 points. Now it's eight. And with 7 games left to play this season, everything could happen, to be honest. And honestly, I would like to believe that Barcelona can win this game. But even as a Barcelona fan, I'm having a hard time doing that, to be honest. I believe that they will be shaken up after that loss to PSG, while Real Madrid had a very taxing game against Manchester City. They had to go through the overtime and a penalty shootout, and that certainly had an impact on their form and probably the mental strength and whatnot. So they ended up winning, yes, which is certainly a huge confidence boost. But then again, it was a very taxing game. Injury list is very short for both teams. Gavi and Balde are out for Barcelona. Alaba and Courtois are out for Real Madrid, and pretty much the starting 11 players are clear as of right now. And it should be a very entertaining game once again. One of the biggest in the world between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Now, like I said, I think that if I'm being honest, it could go either way. I'm just leaning more towards Real Madrid because they are the home team and overall their form has been more consistent this season. But then again, I do expect Barcelona to score a goal here. They have been doing it consistently in this matchup, whether they play at home or on the road. So both teams to score at over 2.5 at minus 128. I think that's the way to go, and I will take it. Off to German Bundesliga, guys, where we have Werder Bremen hosting Stuttgart. And until Werder Bremen finally gets back on the winning track, which I don't think it's going to be in this game, we simply cannot put our faith in them. Werder Bremen hasn't won any of their last 8 games, while Stuttgart is fighting to stay in that third or second place and qualify for the Champions League. And they are now actually undefeated in their last 7, 8, 9 games in a row. So to keep it simple, guys, I'm taking Stuttgart on the money line, and the price right now is minus 154. And the derby of the day in Bundesliga is between Borussia Dortmund and Leverkusen. And this game is a lot more to Borussia Dortmund than it does to Leverkusen. Both teams had a midweek games. Borussia advanced to the semifinals of the Champions League. Leverkusen advanced to the semifinals of the Europa League. And all the English pundits have been calling Bundesliga Farmers League before that quarterfinal matchup and anticipating that all the English team will advance and such and such. Then again, all the English teams got knocked out and all the Bundesliga teams advanced to the semifinals, which is actually nice way of saying that English pundits suck and they should not be saying that and they should keep themselves in check because their ego is much bigger than their league is. So they should really be careful about stuff like that, especially in the national television. Borussia Dortmund is fighting for the fourth place in the Bundesliga to stay in the Champions League spot. Leverkusen has won the title last week, as we know. And with both teams playing midweek, honestly, I think this one could go either way. But then again, I'm hoping it's going to go either with a draw or Leverkusen to win because I want them to win the treble while staying undefeated this season. That would be an outstanding feat by them and Xabi Alonso. Uh, and because of that, guys, I probably will avoid betting this one, but I would go with the draw at plus 275. I honestly would not be shocked to see a nil-nil game at all. 1-1 if we're lucky. But like I said, if we would see a nil-nil game, I would not be surprised by it, not even a bit. And that's the reason why I'm taking the draw at plus 275. And the last game of the day in Bundesliga is between Freiburg and Mainz. Mainz is now undefeated in the last four games. They have won their last two by scoring 8 goals in those two games. 4-0 against Darmstadt, 4-1 against Hoffenheim. And they are now getting very close to getting outside the relegation zone, uh, which is now only a point away. And Bochum is in great danger by Mainz right now. Freiburg is in ninth place, 39 points. They still have a chance of getting to that Conference League spot, but we'll see how their season will end because they have been very inconsistent over the last few weeks. And we can't really trust them to keep a clean sheet. Yes, they've done it against Darmstadt barely, but when playing at home, they have conceded at least a goal in each of their last two or three home games. And with the way Mainz has been playing and with the way Mainz has at stake in this game, I think that they will get on the scoreboard as well. So both teams to score in over 2.5 between Freiburg and Mainz. That's going to be my pick for this one. Off to the Italian Serie A, guys, where we have two games to talk about. The first one is between Torino and Frosinone. Torino, a very solid team. They are coming off of a tough game against Juventus, for which they got a draw. It was a nil-nil. And when playing at home, they are a very, very hard team to beat. And certainly, Frosinone is not a team to do that. They haven't won any of their last 11 games. They haven't won a single game on the road so far this season, while losing 11 and tying 5. And with that in mind, I think that Torino is the better team, and I'm going to take Torino on the money line at minus 143. The second game of the day is between Monza and Atalanta. I honestly think that Atalanta will have a great game here. Yes, they're coming off of a loss to Liverpool 1-0. However, they advanced to the semifinals, and that's all that matters to them. It was a great defensive performance once again from them against Liverpool, and now it's time to focus on Serie A over the next couple of games. Of the 7 games they played against Monza, they have lost only once, won the other 6, and I think that they will increase that to 7 in this game. They are the better team here by far. Monza has a few suspended players, a few injured players as well. They don't have a lot of depth right now. Their form is all over the place. It's not great. And at this price, we simply have to take Atalanta on the money line at minus 180. In the French League One, guys, we have 3 games here. Actually, 3 free picks for you. The first one is between Brest and Monaco. Two teams, especially Brest, who's been a very good surprise this season. Yes, they're coming off of a loss, but they're still in that second place, and Monaco is right behind them with only 1 point less. Brest, so far at home this season, 8 wins, 5 draws, and only one loss. And when it comes to goal differential at home, they have scored 21 goals and conceded only 11. That's an outstanding defensive performance throughout the season from Brest at home, while Monaco on the road is conceding almost 2 goals on average. The good news is that they are scoring a lot. They're scoring about 2.5 goals almost, and they can certainly get to the scoreboard here. However, I don't think they can keep a clean sheet, but especially because a lot is at stake. And if either of these two teams drops points here, they could be getting themselves in danger of losing that Champions League spot. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score at minus 167. I'm not willing to push it any further than that because I could potentially see a 1-1 game here if I'm being honest. So, Brest versus Monaco, both teams to score. Toulouse will be hosting Marseille in the next matchup in the French League One, and Marseille they finally got a win. They did knock out Benfica out of the Europa League. They got to the semifinals despite being on a huge losing streak. They stepped up, and kudos to them. It was a well-deserved win and well-deserved advancement to the semifinals. Toulouse on the other side has 2 wins and a draw in their last 3 games, and they have been quite decent when it comes to defending and scoring goals as well. They kept a couple of clean sheets in those 3 games, which is certainly a nice confidence boost. However, with Marseille finally being on the winning track, I think that they will try and keep it up. So I do expect Marseille to score a goal here. I think that even though they had a hard game over the week in the Europa League, they know what's at stake in League One as well. Can they keep a clean sheet? I don't think so because Toulouse has been playing really well as of late, and those defensive issues will not just go away for Marseille. And with that in mind, this is going to be another game where I'm going to take both teams to score at minus 143. The last game of the day before the MLS and the parlay of the day is in the French League One. It's a big derby between PSG and Lyon. PSG is marching towards the title. They will probably win it. Not probably, they will win it for sure because they have what 6 point advantage over Brest or 7 point advantage, and potentially with a win here, they will get much closer to that title than they were until now. Lyon on the other side is on a 3 game winning streak and they have scored 10 goals in those 3 games. Unfortunately for them, they are conceding a lot of goals as well. And that is a problem when you are playing against PSG, who is flying high right now after knocking out Barcelona out of the Champions League. However, they're missing a few players because of the suspensions. Hernandez is out on the defensive end, and Ugarte as a midfielder is out as well. Kimpembe is out as well. That's another defender. And as we saw, defensively, they're not that well set down. And that could be a very nice opening for Leon here to try and do something. So I think it's going to be a fairly open game. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch in the French League One. And with that in mind, I'm taking both teams to score and over 2.5 goals at minus 118. Off to the MLS, guys. Charlotte and Minnesota is the first game of the day that we have, and this potentially could be very interesting. And I think it could be a bit of a defensively oriented game here. Minnesota will try to get back on the winning track after 3 games without a win, while Charlotte finally got a win against Toronto. It was 3-2 last week. But then, like I said, they are very solid at home with 3 wins and 1 draw so far this season, and they haven't lost any of their last 16 home games overall. Minnesota, on the other side, we're playing on the road. They have been showing some signs of life this season. They have been scoring some goals, but their current form really scares me a bit. And I know that they're a solid team. I know that they have a lot of offense. They have a solid midfield as well, and it's going to be a tight game in my opinion, which is why I'm going to take first half draw at plus 180. The last game of the day before we move on to the parlay, guys, is between LA Galaxy and San Jose. It's that California derby in the MLS. Galaxy is coming off of a fantastic performance against Vancouver, 3-1 win on the road. They are probably the best team in the league right now with the way they are playing alongside Inter Miami. They are creating a ton of chances. They are scoring a lot of goals. And San Jose, who is on a 3 game losing streak, San Jose, who has 4 losses on the 4 games on the road, and the fact that they haven't won any of their last 10 away games really doesn't give me much confidence in them. So it's clear that LA Galaxy is the way to go here. We just have to find some more value because minus 154 might be good as a double, but as a single, we have to add goals to this. And I don't think that should be an issue at all. So Galaxy to win and over 1.5 goals at minus 128. That's gonna be my pick here. But then again, if you take Galaxy to win and over 2.5 goals, I think that should be a fairly easy hit as well. And now we are up to the parlay of the day, guys. Another four-legger, like I said. Fulham versus Liverpool over 2.5 goals. Freiburg versus Mainz, both teams to score. PSG versus Lyon over 2.5 goals. And Real Madrid versus Barcelona, both teams to score. Plus 381 for this four-legger, guys. We hit the one on Saturday quite nicely. We made nice chunk of change on it. Let's keep it up and let's hit this one as well. Like I said, guys, four-legger and a bunch of single picks here. So check it out. Put some bets in, guys, and let's win some money together. Good luck. Have a great Sunday, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.